this. A long time ago, I came to this building as a little boy in this business, and I said, thank you, people, and I said, you're welcome, and then I learned to tell jackasses like you to kiss my ass. You see, this is a Johnstown street fight, and the toughest of people in Johnstown, quite frankly, in Pittsburgh, don't make a shit. You're second rate as far as us from Pittsburgh are concerned. These people know what I'm talking about. I built my career without support from jackasses like you. I'll continue to build that support without jackasses like you tonight. You see, Vince McMahon couldn't tame the franchise. I told that jackass, kiss my white ass, dickhead. That bald man, Paul Heyman, tried to keep me under wraps, and I told him, kiss my ass, you bald Jew. See, I like controversy.
That's not kosher.
Speaking my mind. And I like saying what's on my mind. Quite frankly, I don't like the state of the business today. I think it sucks. I like fast cars. I like fancy girls. I like partying at night. And I like whooping people's asses, Pittsburgh style. So Raven, you and I got a thing with destiny right here in Johnstown. Get your ass down here.
Franchise in rare form tonight.
I'll say.
And his opponent weighs in at 225 pounds. He hails from the Bowery. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Raven.
Somebody found this music. Nobody had it first. Somebody must have done it out. Got to say something.
Since the subject of ECW just did come up, let it be known that Shane Douglas never once beat me in ECW. And as far as Pittsburgh, what a filthy, dirty, donkey town. I'd much rather be in Johnstown
Hold on a second.
than that rat hole you call a home.
Whoa.
And yes, at one point you may have been the franchise. But now look at you. You're more like the French fries. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Well, the opening verbal salvos have been fired, and now we're ready to get down to a Johnstown street fight. Raven against the franchise Shane Douglas. Jeff Gorman here for the IWC, along with Joe Dombrowski and Kingdom James.
Howdy doody.
I know you've been looking forward to this one.
Yes, I have. And if everybody takes a good look at Raven, you'll see that the long locks are gone. It wasn't too long ago that he got a haircut courtesy of the franchise.
That's right, so Raven's got a lot of revenge on his mind.
That's right. This whole feud originated back when Raven entered the NWA TNA pay-per-views and stated it was his destiny to win the NWA World Championship. Well, if anybody knows the wrestling history, about a decade earlier, Shane Douglas tarnished and buried that championship. And he takes offense that Raven is trying to resurrect that belt's legacy, especially since Raven earned a living for so many years off of Shane Douglas's monumental decision to tarnish that NWA belt and usher in the era of ECW.
That's right. In fact, the fans were chanting ECW. Both of these two of the most prolific ECW champions there ever were. Of course, all three, WWE, WCW, and ECW have all been here in Johnstown. And these two men have wrestled for all three promotions, and now they're both here in the IWC, and so are we. So it all culminates here tonight in Johnstown.
These two men have been in basically every major promotion anyone can think of in the past 15 years. They're so well traveled, and they've been in so many different matches against each other, from cage matches to barbed wire matches to that hair versus hair match you mentioned, to even Raven's own creation, the Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. And
it's weird because their careers have actually paralleled each other for quite some time. They probably have a lot more in common than they would think, but of course, two people like this are not going to get along, and they're just going to fight each other. And now right him down his throat.
It's the fact that they have so much in common is what puts them at odds with each other, Jeff. Again and again, these two guys, they end up in the same place at the same time. They're so similar, they're going for the same spot, and they both can't be king of the mountain.
And the franchise just choking out Raven. Ref Chris Kalikapela is going to have a hard time keeping these two, in any sense of order here.
And despite the fact that the franchise Shane Douglas basically scalped Raven in public in that hair versus hair match, Raven has not let up in his quest to be NWA World's Champion. And the franchise Shane Douglas is taking this matchup to neutral territory, closer to his hometown to settle the score.
Shoulder first right into the post as Raven getting the fans of Johnstown behind him, as the franchise pretty much saying he has no use for Johnstown. Into the rail goes Raven, and the rail comes down.
Well, the rail is now a legitimate weapon.
And the franchise is going to use it. They're going to use everything they can right across the back, and Raven's in trouble early here.
I got to tell you, I got a big problem with Raven saying he'd rather be in Johnstown than Pittsburgh. Have you taken a look around this town? This town is built into a ditch.
A ditch?
No wonder they had that flood.
When did this flood happen that everybody's talking about? I'm not up on my Pennsylvania history.
I don't know, but they need another one to wash away the filth once again.
And the franchise very happy with himself. And he got Raven once again with that railing.
Well, Shane Douglas has a reputation for spilling blood, breaking bones, and snapping necks. And that's not going to come in any more handy than it is right now in this street fight.
Oh, he missed, and Raven was wise to get out of the way of that one. I remember franchise ushering in the extreme IWC era, and of course that actually is right up Raven's alley, but so far the franchise is doing very well in this Johnstown street fight.
And ever since returning to IWC and ushering in extreme IWC, it seems Shane Douglas has a newfound motivation. He's in better shape than he's been in years, and he's fighting with more fire than I've seen in a long, long time.
Well, the franchise has always proven that he can go all the way to the top because he is a franchise. He's held so many championships over the years. He knows how to win. And Raven does too,
From the Intercontinental title to the ECW World and Television titles to the WCW United States title and the XPW Heavyweight title, there's not many federations Shane Douglas has not conquered.
And a huge low blow by Raven.
Well, with both of these men over time talking about their similarities, they're it's the motivation. When they're motivated, when they're on their game, when they want to be on their game, they rise to the top.
Nice jawbreaker by Raven, look out. And we saw Raven earlier this year come very close to winning the NWA title. So Raven's a guy that can always has the potential to go to the very top of the mountain as well.
Also came close to winning the IWC title.
And a 1 count there as the franchise is able to kick out. Raven back to his feet, but it looks like the franchise has something up his sleeve, and it's a low blow for Raven.
Matching wits with Raven.
Referee Kalikapela can't do anything about it. Street fight.
A Johnstown street fight, so if we see people fighting outside here in Johnstown, they're going to give each other lots of low blows.
What does that mean?
Standing again right on the groin of Raven.
What are you trying to say about the people of Johnstown, Mr. Gorman?
Well, this is the first Johnstown street fight I've seen, so this must be a specific Johnstown fighting style.
So you're saying that Johnstown is the city of low blows?
You said it better than I ever could, Kingdom. And now Raven's getting a little revenge. And look at this!
Raven with the maniacal strategy of focusing on the franchise's weak point, the groin area.
It's all of our weak points. One more time. Boy, Shane was having a great time using that on Raven, but he's not having a great time now. And there's another another one. They're going to tear this ringside area down. And the fans who bought ringside tickets are really getting their money's worth.
More than they bargained for.
We knew these two would fight all over the building.
Well, it's been said that Raven is a genius on the borderline of insanity. I think we're seeing that right now.
I think you're right, as he's got something in mind here as he tries to send the franchise back in. Here we go.
I'll tell you one thing about the people at Johnstown. They're dyslexic, the whole lot of them. The initials for this federation are IWC. What are they chanting?
Chanting ECW. Taking a drop toe hold into the chair. We'd like to welcome all the viewers of Pro Wrestling News and Views as we're broadcasting this match on that show as well in 7 states. Those are Pro Wrestling News and Views. We're broadcasting on that show too. As this street fight continues, the chairs go in the ring and down and out goes Raven one more time.
How many provinces get that show?
I don't think any of them do, but we'll see if they can get it up in the...
Must not be a very good show.
Well, we'll see if we can get on in the Yukon territories.
That's a territory, not a province.
Oh, that's right.
I'm trying to educate you people.
Out to the floor.
Infighting.
Whoa!
Out in the stand.
Beverage to the face by the franchise.
Have a Coke and a smile.
As Douglas hits Raven with everything that's not nailed down. He's just looking for foreign objects on the floor. One more Coke right to the head. And Raven just trying to get out of the way.
No, you realize they're coming this way.
They're going to Raven's own merchandise table. That's going to take money out of his pocket. And a big job. Right in front of Digital Horizons, who's taping the show for us. They always do a great job.
They better not come up here.
Look out, into the chairs goes the franchise. This is what the fans paid to see, a wild street fight, and these are two of the best. They made their living and their reputation on matches just like these.
And they're living up to it.
Unfortunately, they're not coming up here.
Unfortunately?
Fortunately.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not a glutton for punishment. And the franchise got him, and here comes Raven with the left hand. And a discus clothesline. Raven building momentum here. Sends the franchise in, and a clothesline one more time.
Raven in better shape and a better wrestler than possibly I've ever seen him. Now that he's got his demons in order, we're seeing that. What a comeback here against the franchise.
The big Mr. Wrestling 2 knee lift that Raven likes to use, and we'll see if he can set up for the Raven Effect DDT.
Mr. Wrestling 2.
There's a bulldog, down he goes.
More vintage Raven offense.
That's right, that's one of Raven's influences. And a 2 count. See, he's a combination of Kurt Cobain, Mr. Wrestling 2, and Jim Morrison. Not many people can say that.
Holy cow, where the heck did you come up with that?
Here it comes. No, countered by the franchise. Belly to belly, no. Raven headbutting his way out of trouble. Here comes the Raven Effect. And it's the Chris Kaligapaley effect instead as he goes down, and now the franchise down with the Raven Effect. No referee.
Referee, all the air driven out of him. That's about 500 pounds colliding into him in the corner.
Raven's got this match won.
Surf Boy should have gotten out of the way. What's the matter with him?
Surf Boy?
Raven's got to use his resourcefulness, his intelligence, but Shane Douglas has a steel chain he pulled out of his boot.
I thought you were making a Dynamic Dudes reference for a second there, Kingdom.
I was talking about Kalikapela. He's Hawaiian, isn't he?
Raven doesn't see the chain.
Booyah, right in the face.
Classic Douglas. I think he has that chain sewn into every pair of tights he buys.
Raven is out, and that's going to be 2 and 3.
Bravo.
Here is your winner, the franchise, Shane Douglas.
What a brutal, violent street fight we have just seen.
It sure was, and it was the franchise pulling out the old Memphis chain to knock out Raven and get the 1, 2, 3.